Hi guys, and happy weekend, or happy whenever you're watching this. And today we are going to do our reading for the week of August 15th to August 21st. My name is Natalia. I'm the creator of Light Witch Tarot. And with that being said, all of our readings are $30 for a limited time only, no code needed, as well as all of our big, huge 16-ounce candles are all $18, no code needed. Just head over to the store, www.lightwitchtarotshop.com, and find whatever calls to you. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at this great energy coming this week, because this week in astrology is kind of telling us, hey, it's time to have fun. It's been pretty heavy and intense these past few weeks, up to months, right? And now with the opening of the Lion's Gate and the energy finally beginning to diminish, we're starting to feel a little better. So let's take a look here at the energy for this week. We are using the Earth Warrior Oracle, and we're also using the Journey deck. So we start out with this beautiful card, which is Blessings from the Sun of Hana Pacha, right? So Blessings from the Sun is that solar energy, that Abuelo Sol, which is a reminder to really embrace who you are. So many times we feel bad and we just start doing things for so many people. And as beautiful as that is, because we love to give, we love to do things for other people. If we don't take a moment to recharge, if we don't take a moment to take care of ourselves, you know what's going to happen? We're going to fall under depression. We're going to go through the whole, I don't know who I am, all right, a whole transition. So for us to stay balanced this week, especially when the energy is lighter, and what I've noticed is that when the energy is lighter and we're feeling better, we start making plans that maybe eventually we don't want to do. We'll start saying yes to things just because we're feeling good. But when the moment comes, now we're like, oh, I don't want to do this. So instead of jumping into things next week because we're feeling good, right? So I want you to pay attention to this. If I'm feeling good, I'm not going to jump into a plan or anything just because I'm feeling good, because you know what? I also need to honor my energy, and I don't know what I'm going to be feeling later, right? So this is a warning that we tend to hear when we're feeling angry. So, right, we don't want to react out of emotion. Same thing if you guys are like me. If I am in a really good mood, I'll end up making plans and all this stuff, and then later I'm a moody bitch because I don't want to do any of this stuff. So enjoy your time next week. If you find that you have extra time, rather than putting commitments to fill up that time, why don't you just take time for you? Why don't you just ask yourself, what do I want to do? Do something for yourself. Allow your energy to recharge. You know, we've gone through a lot of intensity in these last few weeks. So if we get that moment, let's use it in a smart way. When we see the Chakana, it's time to cross the threshold. It's time to leave something behind. Now, that sounds so easy, cutting cords, leaving something behind, walking away. It's so easy to say. The thing this is tricky, because when we're ready for change, we feel it. We get excited. We're like, oh, change is in the air. Now, the thing with change is it's always going to cause fear. And if I'm not careful and I start overthinking, my ego is going to fill me up with fear. Why? Because he doesn't want change. He wants comfort. But my soul is saying I want change. So be very careful with your mindset next week. If you feel that you're starting to doubt yourself, that everything sucks, all this energy, that is just a sign that we're way into our heads. So when we feel like that, I want you to take a deep breath. I want you to watch your thoughts. Just watch them. Don't participate. And remember that story that I said. Thoughts are like being in a train station, right? You are going to get in one train. There's all these other trains that come through that train station. You don't board all those trains, right? You're waiting for your one train. So thoughts are just like the trains coming in and out. If we pay them no mind, they just keep going. But it is when we get into that train, or we pay attention to that particular thought, then now we're feeding it. So if you're feeling cranky, if you're feeling moody, if you're feeling down, I want you to just pay attention to the things that are going in your head. You will instantly know why you're feeling that way. A good way to counteract this is using an affirmation that it's the opposite energy. So if I'm looking in the mirror saying, ew, I've gained so much weight and all this stuff, or whatever the fuck it is, then I'm going to switch that around. I'm going to say, you know what? I still look beautiful. I feel beautiful, right? So I want you guys to work with affirmations that are opposite of whatever the energy it is that's bringing us down. At first, you may think, oh, Natalia, that's so simple. Should we do a spell? old witchcraft, right? Curanderismo is not about how hard it is, the work that we have to do and all these things that we have to do, but it's what actually works with our energy. All right. So how do I combat a negative thought? I'm going to use an opposite affirmation. Now, the third one is the energy of Lina. So what must be shall be. So this is the energy of knowing that I control myself. I control my reactions to the world, but I have no control what happens around me, right? So what this is trying to really put the energy where it belongs. Let's say you're dealing with someone who just doesn't change. They don't change, and you're trying to save them or you're trying to help them. Hey, if they're giving you all these signs that they don't want to do it, it is not your burden to carry this. Allow yourself to release these burdens that don't even belong to you. One of the things that is a gift but a curse of being a healer is that we read the energy, but we also can see the good in people, right? Where other people cannot see good, we see the good. But where we get in trouble, and raise your hands if you've done this, where we get in trouble is when we say, I'm going to help them. I'm going to change them. Because a lot of times when the savior complex comes up, what we're actually doing is keeping them from learning a valuable lesson. So this is a great week to release anything that is happening, like the card says, what must be shall be. So as you can see, it's building us back up, but it's also telling us for next week to take it easy, right? It's also kind of saying move at your own pace. This is not a week that we just want to be like, yeah, I feel good. Take your time. Take your time. So our last card is brought to you by the beautiful The Journey deck by Julia Bruja, right? And expect some good news. So this might be internal, this might be external, especially if you've been working with something or if you're waiting for something or even the truth to come out. And this is actually a very good card to have, right? So as crystals, everybody always asks me, what crystals do I want to work with this next week? Honestly, go back to the video that I posted about egg limpia on Instagram or Facebook and do an egg limpia. You don't even have to read the yolk. Sometimes we do read the yolk, but that little explanation I made was for just the cleansing. The egg will remove your impurities. When you're done with the egg, a lot of people ask me, I said it. When you're done with the limpia, you're gonna crack the egg in the toilet. You're gonna flush the inside of the egg. You're gonna take your shells, put them in a bag, and throw them outside. You don't want any of this in your house. Now, this helps bring back your energy, bring back focus. Another thing I would do next week is meditate. Maybe go for a walk, do something for yourself. Take yourself out for ice cream. Do something that you get out of the routine a little bit, but you celebrate your existence because we do so much for other people. It's time to do it for ourselves. So you're not selfish for this. You are just fucking growing. So I love you guys. I will see you next week. Lots of love and light to everyone and blessed be. Bye-bye.